What is up, guys, and welcome back to our channel. Massive spoiler ahead. We are officially at the end of the road. The Boys Season 5, Episode 8, the series finale. And before we even get into the absolute madness of this leaked script, we need to take a quick victory lap. If you've been subscribed to this channel and watch our previous Episode 7 leak, you already know we have been completely on point with our leaks. We told you Homelander was going to slaughter the president. We told you about Kimiko volunteering for the radiation therapy to upgrade her powers. We broke the heartbreaking news about Homelander ambushing the hideout, forcing Kimiko and Sister Sage to hide behind a zinc-lined wall because it's the one thing his X-ray vision can't penetrate. And, most devastatingly, we were ahead of our time when we told you Frenchie would sacrifice himself to buy them time, dying right there in Kimiko's arms because her blast simply wasn't ready yet. We called it, and it played out exactly as tragically as we warned you it would. But now, the board is set for the final game. The Episode 8 leaks are here, and I can promise you, the ending of this series is going to leave everyone speechless. Let's break down exactly how The Boys comes to an end. The finale wastes absolutely no time cleaning house. Early on in the episode, the writers are finally giving the fans what they want. The Deep is killed. We don't have the exact gory details of his execution just yet, but the aquatic nuisance meets his maker right at the start. We assume he was killed by the sea creatures due to the grudge they have against them due to the oil leak caused by a Vought pipeline sabotage that killed over 1.4 billion, setting a ruthless tone for the rest of the runtime.
We know, Kevin. We know it was you.
Ah, shut the fuck up. We know you were responsible for the pipeline genocide. Remember March 15th, motherfucker? You step 1 foot, one fucking stupid-ass simian toe in the water, anywhere, an ocean, a stream, a fucking flood, we're gonna kill you!
Interestingly, Soldier Boy also makes an appearance right at the beginning of the episode. However, the leaks state that after his brief opening scene, he completely exits the narrative for the majority of the finale. The stage is being cleared so the focus can remain entirely on the core rivalry, Butcher versus Homelander. And Homelander is completely unhinged. With the V1 coursing through his veins and his grip on reality completely shattered, he goes on an absolute rampage. We are talking about a mass slaughter of innocent people. Homelander is no longer trying to be loved, he wants to be feared, and he is leaving a trail of bodies in his wake to prove his godhood. Butcher knows they are completely out of options. Conventional weapons are a joke, and hiding is no longer a viable strategy. So Butcher does the only thing he can do. He sets a trap. Using himself as the ultimate bait, Butcher successfully lures Homelander back to the White House for their final showdown. Meanwhile, desperate times call for desperate measures for the rest of the team. Hughie makes a decision that changes his life forever. Knowing they are walking into a suicide mission, Hughie officially injects himself with Compound V. He doesn't just take Temp V, he takes the permanent stuff. Hughie officially becomes a full-fledged Supe. Back at the White House, the final battle erupts. Butcher and Homelander go head-to-head in a brutal, world-shaking fight. But despite his sheer willpower, Butcher is hopelessly outmatched. Homelander is simply too strong, and he quickly gains the upper hand. He is moments away from executing Butcher and ending the war once and for all. But then, the cavalry arrives. Ryan and Kimiko crash the fight, intervening just in time to save Butcher's life. This is where Kimiko finally gets her revenge for Frenchie. With her powers now fully charged from the radiation therapy, she unleashes her upgraded chest blast directly at Homelander. The energy slams into him, but the leaks confirm our earlier theories. Her blast is simply not as powerful as Soldier Boy's. It doesn't strip Homelander of his original powers, but it successfully burns the V1 serum right out of his bloodstream. He is no longer invincible to the virus. Infuriated by the blast, Homelander physically tears Kimiko open. It is a horrific, brutal moment, but it triggers the ultimate Trojan Horse trap. Kimiko was carrying the Supe-killing virus within her. By ripping her apart, Homelander exposes himself to a lethal, concentrated dose of the contagion. And this is where the invincible god finally falls. The virus takes hold immediately. The leak describes Homelander's death not as a glorious warrior's end, but as something pathetic. As the virus destroys his body from the inside out, Homelander begins hallucinating wildly. He collapses to the floor, actively pleading and begging for his life as his powers fail him. The most terrifying being on the planet dies a slow, agonizing, and humiliating death on the floor of the White House. With Homelander dead, you would think the series is over, but The Boys has one final, incredibly dark twist left. Butcher looks at the virus that killed Homelander and makes a terrifying decision. He doesn't want to stop at Homelander. Butcher decides he is going to release the virus globally to wipe out every single Supe on the planet, regardless of whether they are innocent or guilty. He is ready to commit mass genocide to fulfill his crusade. It is up to Hughie to stop him. Hughie, who is now a Supe himself and would die if the virus is released, steps up to his mentor. In the most emotionally crushing scene of the entire series, Hughie is forced to kill Billy Butcher to save the world from his madness. But as Butcher dies by Hughie's hand, the script notes something incredibly poignant. Butcher doesn't look angry. He has a look of absolute relief on his face. He is finally free from his pain, his war, and his demons. He forced Hughie to be the monster, so he wouldn't have to be anymore. From here, the finale gives us a time skip to wrap up the stories of our surviving characters.
Despite the darkness, there is a glimmer of a happy ending. We get to see Hughie and Annie, Starlight, finally tie the knot. They get married and celebrate simply being alive and together after years of absolute hell. As for Ryan, with Homelander dead and Becca long gone, he is not left to the wolves. The leaks confirm that the remaining members of the Boys team step up and officially take Ryan in, giving him the family and guidance he actually needs to be a good person. And finally, while the leaks don't explicitly spell out every detail for the corporate side of Vought, my own personal speculation based on these events is that Stan Edgar meets a highly poetic fate. I believe Edgar ends up completely insane, mirroring the fate of James Stillwell in the original comic books. After losing control of his empire, his prize product, and his mind, the great manipulator is left babbling and broken. And that is it, guys. That is the leaked ending to The Boys. Homelander destroyed by his own hubris, Butcher dying with relief, and Hughie saving the world by making the hardest choice possible. I want to know exactly what you guys think about this ending down in the comments. Did Butcher deserve to die like that? Are you satisfied with Homelander's pathetic end? Drop your thoughts, hit that like button, and make sure you are subscribed to this channel because we will be covering the live fallout the second this episode hits Amazon. Catch you in the next one.